Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. In politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. Everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objective. Yesterday, there was an incident, and I want us to look at that incident. Martha Karua and Mama Raila Odinga were in Kisii County for a series of political engagements. And in one of the stops, which was actually their last event, when Martha Karua took to the podium, a junior police officer threw tear gas canister, and the rally ended abruptly. And the question which I keep on asking myself, what was the objective of that officer throwing that tear gas canister to the crowd? In this video, I want us to look at the main objectives and why Raila Odinga must actually beef up his security after that particular incident. But before we do that, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support, because without the support, this channel cannot be where it is. So I want to be a bit brief today. And for those who've been keenly following this channel, yesterday and today I've been away. Of course, yesterday I made a video very early in the morning and late in the evening. Today I didn't manage. So this is going to be the first one. And there are several issues which we actually need to look into. William Ruto's manifesto, which was launched yesterday, and specifically how he intends to use it to attract the support of the youths. The Wajakoya manifesto, which was also launched, and why you should start thinking of snake farming, for example. Several other issues which are still pending, including and not limited to Raila Odinga's tour of Nyanza, which began yesterday in Migori and Kisii. Today they are in Nyamira. Tomorrow they'll be in Siaya, which probably I'll physically be present just to monitor. So a lot of things are happening. But this specific incident, why would someone throw tear gas in a rally attended by Martha Karua, Raila Odinga's running mate, attended by Mama Raila Odinga, the first lady? Why would someone do that? And why would someone risk his life to throw tear gas? Why would someone do that? For me, I have three theories, and I'm going to be very brief and to the point, probably 3 or 4 theories. The first theory I have is that someone somewhere sat and decided that we must send a warning to Raila Odinga and his brigades, that they must be very careful. If they're not very careful, then they'll regret. So my advice to Raila Odinga and his team is that they must now secure Raila Odinga. They must secure Martha Karua. We have only 38 days to the election. Anything can happen. Because I don't understand why an officer who was off duty on this particular day would go ahead and throw canister into the crowd. If it's not a warning to Raila Odinga, if it's not a warning to Martha Karua. So warning has been sent. And therefore, Raila, please beef up your security. Beef up the security of Martha Karua. The government should beef up the security of all these guys, not only Raila and Karua, Ruto, Wajakoya, all these presidential candidates. Because for me, this is a warning. So that's my first theory. My second theory is that it could be about the factions in Kisii. In Kisii, we have 2 factions. There is Governor Ngwai, and then there is Simba Arati. Simba Arati is the candidate. Governor Ngwai is supporting another candidate. And I don't understand why they are fighting each other. There's a possibility, and I'm sorry, yesterday, one of my statements alluded, because that's what was being alleged online, that the officer who was arrested is actually Simba Arati's security guard, which is not the case. That gentleman works is in one of the stations in Kisii, and he was off duty. So he has no relationship whatsoever with Arati. So my point is, there's a possibility that either Arati or Ongwae were behind this Teargas. Why would they be behind it? Probably maybe they feared that Martha Karua was going to endorse a candidate. And to stop that endorsement, the only thing was to stop Karua. So by throwing the Teargas, because if you followed that event, the timing, Ongwae had just finished talking. And it was the turn of Martha Karua to speak. She could not even speak. Then Teargas. And Martha Karua was going to be the last person to speak. So if I've been thinking that if this thing was about this gentleman, then probably Ongwae would not have been allowed to speak if it was Arati, or probably Nani might not have been allowed Simba Arati to speak. But really, I don't want to rule out the possibility that either of these people were behind it. They were advised that, okay, what you are going to do is just to stop that rally. Just make sure that Martha Karua does not speak. And Martha Karua today is like, I can't be scared with those small smokes. But the truth is, that's a serious matter which needs to be looked into. Number 4, in my view, there's a possibility that this gentleman is just a rogue officer. And you know, our forces have not been treated so well. And a rogue officer can be used by anybody. And this gentleman was almost dying. That's the truth. Supporters were baying for his blood. He threw this tear gas right in the middle of the crowd. That was daring. Is it possible that this guy was just a rogue officer? We are going to get the answers to this very shortly, because I know the police service would not want to have such kind of embarrassing situations. But he could be just a rogue officer. I don't think that his job will even be safe after that particular incident, because if he was off duty and he had tear gas, why would he carry? And if he took an off, when was that off taken? So there are several questions which can actually be asked about this particular officer, but it could be a rogue officer. And lastly, I think it could also be about the Azimio zoning politics. You know, Azimio is zoning, and yesterday I did a video about this. And that zoning is going to cost Azimio a lot because of infighting within the team. So many people want to be the candidates. And there's no way you can tell someone who has spent his money, spent his time and resources, that it's him who is going to step down. All of them would want to be on the ballot. That's the reality. So the truth is, it could be Azimio. It could be Azimio. Zoning. So maybe even one of the members of parliament, their aspirants, senators, they are fighting. Or maybe they were not just happy with the way Martha Karua is conducting this particular whole thing. I don't know what you think, but that's my take. Maybe it was Azimio politics. And someone was also telling me that, Lee, from where I sit, I think this thing could have been arranged to take away the limelight from William Ruto's launch of manifesto at Kasarani Stadium. But again, I've thought and looked at every situation and I've actually looked at every possibility. Why would someone want to use this opportunity by throwing tear gas, putting people's lives to risk, just to prove a point or to take away the limelight from Martha Karua's incident? From William Ruto's launch. That one, I'm ruling out that possibility. But in politics, you can't rule any possibility. Someone was also telling me that. But for me, the government or the deep state was keen on Wajakoya. And Wajakoya actually took the limelight. If I ask you today, about yesterday's manifesto. Which one do you remember? You'll just tell me you remember about Nyeri plan growing bank in Nyeri and how that will give you dividends of 200,000 per year in your pocket. How the venom, a lot of things you'll remember about Wajakoya's incident, but not William Ruto's incident. But so I am ruling out that, but again, maybe someone just wanted to take advantage and throw William Ruto's event into confusion by taking away the limelight and focusing it on the incident in Kisii. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day. Bye-bye.